Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 video. In this speed build, I'm building a palace which is supposed to look very dreamy and elegant, and I'm going to furnish this build using CC by Mod Collective. I'm going to upload both versions to the gallery, CC and CC free, because in case you are on console, you can still grab the build. Both versions are fully furnished. I'm so excited to furnish this using the amazing Royal CC by Mod Collective. The items are truly stunning, as you will see, very regal and over the top in the best way possible, because I feel like when you are doing a royal theme, the items cannot be regal enough. Like, I'm really into this type of style. I generally only use the base game and The Sims 4 Royalty and Legacy for this, so this is a limited pack build. And here I'm already working on the house and the shape, and you can see that I'm doing all kinds of things with the roofing. I decided to have some nooks where I would place windows. You can see that I'm placing fences in front of the little nooks, and I had to adjust the roof a little bit because at this point I was still deciding on how wide this build would be, and I was adding like more rooms and everything. I built a room at the top and then placed the roofs around it, and I then raised the platform at the top. This way I was still dealing with a relatively low room height at the top, and I'm going to add some little rooms where I would place some windows later on. And this was just perfect, because when you are having a wall height which is too high for this type of look, it's not looking right. And at the top I just placed a fence to make it look complete. I also used the new trims and freezes. I'm really obsessed. Like, usually it's really hard for me to only use the base game in one pack. Like, it's just a challenge. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing a limited pack build, but it can be challenging. But for this pack, it has been so easy for me. Honestly, I feel so inspired. It's probably because you know how much I love to work on mansions and palaces, and this pack is just perfect. I feel so inspired that it's really easy to just pull off a lot of things using only one pack. I also feel like we got so many amazing new items in this pack that it's really easy to build just a complete mansion. Like, there's nothing that's lacking in my opinion. I just love build by. Look at this. The exterior is really just the base game in one pack, and the CC by Modco really inspired me as well. I really enjoyed the furnishing process, as you will later see. And here I was kind of struggling placing some stairs, because whenever you are having an open basement and you are raising a platform right next to it, or maybe even a foundation, things are like a little bit difficult. I then used the glass base game wallpaper on one of the rooms, and I'm going to use some of the Royalty and Legacy windows there to like make it look beautiful. I used the new topiaries from the pack, and I then decided that it would be so nice to have a lovely gazebo over there. I built a round room, I removed the walls, I placed spandrels, I then placed these pillars around it, I placed a roof on top and used a base game glass swatch, and I'm going to get rid of the fence, because the problem is that it's like not open. Even when you are placing stairs, it's not open. So I decided to just get rid of the fence, and there is a identical looking one in debug, and in debug you will find individual fence pieces for most fences, or a lot of fences at least, and you can then rotate them using Alt on your keyboard, and you can just place them like this. In this way I had the gap I needed in the front to have my stairs, which have like a flared bottom, as you can here see, and I just did it like this. And I then like used these little pillar thingies to fill in the gaps. I made it look beautiful, and I then thought, okay, I kind of have to do the same thing on the other side. Here at this point it's still a fence, but I then realized that it would be lovely to have stairs on the other side as well, so the Sims can essentially pass through the gazebo to enter the garden. So the gazebo is connecting the garden to the front. So you were seeing the finished build that I also placed individual fences there. I used a 64 by 64 lot in Darian, and I was having so much space that I could not only build a big mansion on this lot, but I also used a lot of space for a wonderful big garden. And I placed topiaries and also some flowers and then some base game trees to create like this really regal looking garden. I really wanted this to give off castle vibes in some way. It's a mansion but also kind of a palace. It's a hybrid build, I'd say. There are a lot of open spaces where you could also maybe grow some plants if you would like to, but you also have this terrace area where I built the pool. And here I'm furnishing. This is the royal bathroom set by Mod Collective. You can see the shower, which is so wonderful. Also a vanity, different items. The vanity is actually part of the royal bathroom set, which we will also see in this video. You can grab these items from modcollective.gg. I'm going to add the links to the description so you can check them out yourself. You can also get a closer look at all these items and rooms at the end of the video where I'm including screenshots, but you can see just how regal this is. So this is a blend of Royalty Legacy and the amazing Mod Collective CC. For the kitchen, I used just the Royalty Legacy kitchen. As you can here see, at first I couldn't decide on a swatch. I then decided to use a dark brown swatch. I never really like to use a really dark wooden color because I don't know, I just always gravitate towards using like more bright colors in a build, but I really wanted this to be more rustic, so I decided to do that and use a dark wood swatch instead of a brighter wood swatch. And I really love the new stove that we got, and also the sink. They're like amazing items in this pack. I can't praise it enough. And I then also built this little corner, and because it's kind of a mansion but also a palace, I decided that I would use the Mod Collective throne inside the living room. So this is kind of, yeah, a mix of a palace and a mansion, because I felt like the build itself was too small to really have a big throne room. So I kind of combined it with the living room. So I just decided to do it like this. The painting and the fireplace are also by Mod Collective, so beautiful. And I think it makes sense to like have a kind of a low-key throne room in a smaller build. I then decided to use this room behind the stairs as just a small office area really, and I just added anything you would really need to operate your legacy from this house. And I then worked on the dining area. This is a dining set by Mod Collective. It's modular, which is wonderful. The chairs are also from Mod Collective, so you can create your own big dining table. And this is the royal bedroom by Mod Collective. You can see these amazing items, and I kind of combined two of them in the back because we have this canopy for the bed, but I also used the other one in the back. I wanted this to look so over the top, and I had so much fun with these amazing items. Also the curtains and the dresser, the wallpaper, like all these items you can see here really. And the vanity is so beautiful. It's just such a beautiful looking vanity, a vanity that I would really expect in a proper royal bedroom. I really love this. And I then decided, because the room is so big and over the top, that I would also include an area like this. Honestly, it would have been so fun to have another throne in this room. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I just wanted to add so many things to this build and bedroom. And this is it. Here you can see lots of screenshots. Please head over to modcollective.gg, support them, grab the CC. You can find so many royal items over there. You can also find a lot of royal themed cast items which go perfectly with this style. So in case you want this vibe in your game, maybe you are even only using the base game, but this way you can really add a royal vibe and items and dresses to your game, and you could kind of emulate the Royalty and Legacy experience, even though you won't have the functionality. But you can create builds like this, and it's a perfect addition, as I've shown in this video, to Royalty and Legacy. It adds some other items and you can perfectly combine them. So head over to modcollective.gg, and thank you so much for watching the video. As I said, both versions are in the gallery, CC and CC free, and my ID is KateEmerald. As always, you can find all the information and links in the description. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.